Peter McDermott. Members of this association have served in the Second World War and in all conflicts and theatres where the RAF has participated.
Airfield defence.
These airfield defence guards are very tough, quite a tough job. They've defended airfields from the Second World War through to Vietnam. And today, ADGs figure quite prominently in East Timor, and a small number have also served in training roles in Afghanistan.
Move into a group of RSL organisations, and they provide such a vital role and have done for so many decades, haven't they, for veterans and their families and support. And I'm sure there'll be quite a bit of debriefing going on at RSL clubs around Canberra this afternoon.
I'm sure quite a lot. We just saw them brief the Polish flag. A Polish veteran, Frank Krosto, served in North Africa as well as Italy.
In a prominent position down George Street, particularly for senior veterans, those who can no longer march. They're here to cheer their mates. They'll be right beside them on the doorstep, so to speak, and remember those who are no longer with us. It's amazing, the crowd seemed to have just increased dramatically in the last half hour or so. They're there to cheer the taxis, and as Bob said a moment ago, it's a marvellous gesture on behalf of all the taxi companies that they do donate their time. In the Jeeps with their contingent, but they are ahead of Gascoyne.
Yes, Gascoyne. It's led today by Bob Wright and 85-year-old Ross Goulet, who served on Gascoyne in 1945. Ships that went deployed to the Middle East in 1939 to provide convoy escort duties in the Mediterranean, and they took part in the supply runs to Tobruk, and they're all rats of Tobruk.
And taking part today, and some of them will go around 2 or 3 times. And the RSL will be always pleased to hear of people and bands who like to march.
Yes, John, and with Quiberon coming up now, HMAS Quiberon, it's led today by 91-year-old Neil Imray of Hornsby. They provided anti-submarine escort and treat duties in the Atlantic, Indian, Pacific Oceans. And in 1942, she sunk the Italian submarine Desi in the Mediterranean. And there's clearly one of the old diggers marching proudly. Served throughout the war and was the second Hobart, served in Vietnam on the gun line. And many of the men marching today are veterans of the second Hobart, Vietnam Hobart. And here's the third of the 3 DDGs, HMAS Brisbane. One served in Indian Ocean and the Eastern Mediterranean, and the second Brisbane served in Vietnam.
Yes, it's quite obvious that many of the World War II units are deteriorating in numbers due to age. And they have the commando squadrons of M and Z special units. They operated throughout Borneo and New Guinea. Yes, the 9th Division actually carried on to El Alamein and then came back to Australia, fought in New Guinea.
And we have the Papua New Guinea Infantry Battalions, formed from both the native Papuans and the Australians who lived in Papua New Guinea before World War II.
They have quite a range of battle honours also for the Pacific area.
Following them, we see the Jeeps.
Yes, nothing on this chap that I'm aware of.
It's certainly not the uniform he would have worn.
No, but he's certainly seen some service. Oh, goodness, we're back to
the Tobruk Association.
Anzac